Hi guys, my name is Salma Noreen, and today I have an amazing guest because he started his career since 2007, like 1 year before me, and he was software developer. And now this episode is very important for all software developers because they are sometimes confused that okay, what is their future, what is their career path in future. So yes, you can see this episode and you can see that how a software developer started the career as a software developer, but later he went to the C-level management, and now he is leading like a director, and what projects he's working on, or how he's handling, how he's helping the founders, or what's his journey. It will be all very valuable or helpful content for you guys, inshallah. So, welcome my guest, Alex.
Thank you.
Alex, can you tell my audience who you are?
Yes, sure. So, first of all, thank you for having me here. Super glad, and it's such an honor to have this entire time talking about me. Wonderful. So, indeed, I started my career as the software engineer. I graduated for the diploma in computer science, and it was back in 2007. So that's crazy. It's a long time ago. Um, we will talk later today. Obviously, a lot of things changed since then. But in terms of like my career, from the software development, in the few years I moved. After the 5 years actually of the technical roles, I moved to the product management or product owner. That's approximately the time when agile, become more and more popular and started to enter to all of the software teams. And after another couple of years, I moved to C-level roles. So basically, since 2014, I'm rather managing the companies or I'm managing departments, business units on the roles like the CEO, Chief Operation Officer, Director, VP, etc. During this time, I had experience also, being a co-founder of the projects, being a hired employee, being a consultant for different products. So hopefully today, yeah, we will talk about some interesting things, my personal experience and how to take that story, as the learning and apply it for the nowadays. Because one more time, I believe like nowadays we have the a big changes happening on the market, right? Yeah, especially for the techie professionals.
So, yeah, you're right. Alex, when you started in 2007, things were really different. And as you were software developer, so yeah, you needed to write all the code, and now things change a lot. You don't need language knowledge, and you can take help of AI and write codes. But my question is still there that software developers are usually, or software engineers are usually boring people. They don't look other than their own stuff. Yeah. So how you manage to just go out of your self?
Yeah, like I think that was a perception actually. So those guys, with the glasses, hairy guys sitting somewhere in the room drinking Coke and coding something. That's a picture from probably 80s or 90s, right? When it was like the very beginning, right? So in the 2000s, I think that was the switch. So in the somewhere in 2008, 2009, it was already kind of cool to work in the IT business. And that was something, very exciting. So I remember the times when I'm saying, like, oh, who, like, what is your job? I'm saying, like, I'm IT guy. And they're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. So since then, I see so many different people, and they are not boring at all, honestly saying.
No, I know many because I lead the techies teams.
Yeah.
So I know that they are not good in language. They don't talk to anyone. They don't have friends. They're boring people, and they don't take care of themselves. Maybe they just use the same jeans for one full month.
Oh my God. No, I don't believe in that. Of course, every time you could have some exceptions, but listen, I think these techie people, even if you're wearing your old favorite lucky jeans, these people are changing the world. And right now, as we can see, um, it used to be, there are like IT business, digital business, and like the normal, like the offline business. But right now, literally every business supposed to have its digital part. So take like any kind of corner store, coffee shop, whatever. You need some kind of CRM system. You have to have payment systems. You have to have order systems. So that's all digital, right? Then you want, to make your coffee shop famous, right? So you need to do some advertisement. You need to take care about your reviews. You need to, to promote yourself, create content. So like literally complete offline business right now supposed to have at least, I believe, 25% of the focus on the digital space in order to promote themselves and in order to optimize operations.
No, you are 100% right, and I agree. I'm just talking about the developers, people, the one who are developing this.
Yeah.
They don't show up. So my question is that how you switched, like how you jumped from your core field
Yeah.
to another. How you got your chance?
Sure. So I don't think, listen, it's not even the chance. I think it's up to every person to decide, okay, what you want to do with your career. Some people are staying, with the technical field and they're completely happy about it. So for probably that was specifics of my personality, and I was more about all the time not the code lines itself, but more about what kind of product it will be in the end of the day, and how the users will be using this app and how to make it better for them. So, and being a technical person, I started to think, okay, how to to make it more useful, familiar for the user. And in from that perspective, I always did the extra mile, right? So you're doing some technical things, but then I remember like I created, for when I was in the startup in 2010, there was a founder, who was more kind of like a marketing guy. I was like a technical person, but I sat down, in a couple of days, I created a manual for the product, right? It's like 10 pages document, and no AI used, just my brains for that and creativity, right? And that was like the extra mile, which is software developers are not doing that. And then you kind of, you're coming with the ideas, okay, let's do that, let's do this. And that basically started to narrow down my path towards more product rather than actual development. So from 2012, I became a product owner. So I started to lead tech teams, QA, software engineers, back end, front end, like all kind of them. And plus, also, I already had in my team designers, UI UX people, and my goal was already to create like new features, and move the product towards like a larger audience and better success, let's say. Yeah, it's like that. So it's up to every person to decide like how do you want to grow your career. But definitely, I don't think that's the only path or the right path for the technical professionals to look towards management, right, or product ownership. So tech world it still exists, and there are still so many things, we even seen that in the science fiction movies, so which the technologies which are not exist. So that means here you go, we have more goals to for the tech people, right, to achieve.
Yeah,
Like
so
that.
true. Uh, when you had your own product in 2012, so how was your experience? Because when you are techie only, so you get all the requirements and you need to build something, but now you switch to handle the teams. So there were two responsibilities: handling team, the management skill,
Yeah.
and then communicating with clients
Yeah.
or your target audience, and convincing the non-techies. And as you said that you sat with the marketing guys, how you managed?
um yeah, that's
How was your experience overall?
that's interesting question because hard to answer because that happened naturally. So it was very easy for me to work with technical people even nowadays, right? So I even like hiring developers by myself. I do need like the technical professional to really validate the, for example, coding skills, but like the rest, even like some text things, I'm doing by myself. But in terms of uh, communicating with other roles, I think the main approach is a consumer-centric approach. So, right, if you will take that as the mantra for yourself, okay, so like I'm not thinking about myself, what is convenient for me. I'm not a product, right? Like I'm not the user. So, like, and put yourself into the shoes of your customer, right, of your user, and that's the creates like the new vision for you, so like how your product need to be evolved, right, how to make it easier and also how to market it. So like I work directly with the marketing department explaining them like, look, so this feature work like that, it could be communicated like this and like this, so use this as the triggers, as the pitch lines, etc. So that's basically what happened, and this is how we worked back then.
Yeah. What was your product that time, if you don't mind to share?
Sure, I'm kind of very proud of the product. So I started my career in 2007 with the outsource company, and I have to highlight that in that outsource company, the biggest client was Hewlett Packard, HP. So from the day one, I basically seen the best in the world, best in class standards of the software engineers, right, and the software development life cycles, right, how everything should be structured, built, tested in order to have like the perfect product. And it's not a secret anymore, by the way. My role was to create and test the um, software for the printers and scanners, the things which never worked for the people. At least the office workers definitely will understand that. Um, yeah, but we did our best. After that, I joined a startup. That was back in Ukraine. The startup was for the US market, and that was a system utility for Apple computers. And that was first in the world bundle software, like it's optimization software for your Apple computer, right? So it helps to clean your junk, some remove duplicates, optimize your operating system, and etc. So like many, many different features. And so this kind of bundle software haven't existed before, which is great. So we created basically a new niche of the software, and little bit later we become the most advertisable and most downloadable product in the Apple ecosystem around the world. So, and that's also interesting story how we did that. So, for those who don't know, a long time ago, that sounds funny. um, there was no Mac OS targeting, right? And same for the iOS and Android. So there was just traffic advertisement. So you're coming to the media company saying, okay, I have the macOS product, I want to advertise it. So they're saying, yes, we do have a traffic, but then 95% of that traffic was Windows platform. So we've been the first software company, product company who said to the media companies, right, that let's do the macOS targeting and we are buying the entire traffic for you for the macOS. So we started to move from company to company, helping them, to establish macOS targeting in the technical way, and then buying the everything what they have. And this is how basically in a little bit more than a year, it become like the most advertisable product around the world. It was installed on the every second computer, Mac computer in the world as well. So huge coverage. Yeah. And yeah, basically that's how everything moved.
Amazing. And that time you were in Ukraine.
Yes, correct. Correct. And Ukraine is more known, for the outsource destination. So there are a lot of tech professionals, a lot of software engineers, quality assurance engineers, UI, UX people. And I think, yeah, somewhere like 2010, that was just the beginning in Ukraine to, when people started to create their own products, for the world. So that was, yeah, the interesting switch, and even for me, from the outsource to product.
Amazing. Alex, you were being into different countries, even in India and UAE and many others.
Mhm.
So, can you share that how many countries you visited for the business purposes, work purposes, and which one country you think that is the fastest in tech adaptability?
Um, yeah. So I'm from Ukraine. Obviously, the most of the time I spent there. Then I spent also about 7 years in UAE. Um, though my products most of the time were targeting US market. I had teams in European Union, in India, in Ukraine. I lived also in European Union, in Germany. I wanted to gain that experience, like the proper European experience, and what would be better rather than, the first cybersecurity company in Germany. So I worked for them.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I led again macOS business for the company called Avira. Um, so I think in terms of adapting technologies, I would say US, for example, adapting technologies very slowly because they created the tech layer like, let's say, earlier than in Ukraine, and for them to change to switch to something new, it's much tougher, right? So the internet speed, for example, is like super fast in Ukraine, super fast in India and UAE, but it's much slower in European Union and United States. So something like that. In terms of technology, listen, once again, kind of young countries, I would say, not well established, they're adopting technologies faster because that's the new thing for them. So they're creating from scratch. Like, let me advertise my country a little bit. So in Ukraine, there is a first in the world digital passport in the app, which you can use, as the proper document. So in the rest of the world, it's you still have like the printed one, right, or card, which you're using in certain instances. So the Ukraine did like basically the first step towards that. Um, However, like I think for the tech professionals, it's equal. So when I worked with people from India, they're adopting technologies like great. Same thing happening in EU and Ukraine. For the tech professionals, it's totally fine. I think on the consumer level and let's say the country itself, the infrastructure. I see, for example, OAE is doing like the big step, right? Because it's also like a relatively young country, right? With a lot of things which you have to create. And I like that, for example, here in OAE, there is always attempts, and movement towards use something new. If it's not doesn't work, like replace and create something different, right? But it's the government and the people always experimenting, which is great. So I think also in terms of AI technologies, let's say, I see more tools, businesses, small businesses which are using AI here rather than in Ukraine or EU, for example. Even though like technologies could be created in India or Ukraine or any other part of the world, but adaptation here, for example, happening like really fast, which is great.
Yeah, that's why we call Dubai is number one.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is that Alex, as you hire teams, especially technical guys from different countries, as you said that you hired people from India and Ukraine or other European
Like all
countries.
of the nationalities, honestly saying, like once again, working in EU helped me to work with Spanish people, Macedonians people, Germans, Italians. I've seen like all kind of mentalities, working together or separately. That's huge insights.
That's amazing. So my question is that if you need to rate, okay, so which nationality or region people are more fast to adopt the new technologies, plus they are more committed or dedicated to their work, and it was easy to work with. I mean, I don't want to name the countries, but yeah, you can just tell the region which one was more easy to hire them or were cheaper for you
Yeah.
because this
Uh,
also matters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a secret. So different geos, right, have some specifics, right? So when you want to find like a good professionals locally or creating the product for EU, then of course you have developers from European Union. You want to save a little bit, you're going to Ukraine or India, but it's not making like the big difference nowadays. It used to be, the quality was different, but nowadays, again, everything has become more like a baseline, pretty much equal in terms of quality of the code, right, and adaptation of technologies. So I cannot highlight someone who is the best. Probably there are some superstars, like specific teams or specific, opinion leaders from the certain countries, but it's not making the entire nation, as the number one. I would say that there are though differences in terms of mentalities, right? For example, like in Germany, German people, they tend to work they appreciate work-life balance a lot, right? So they start at 9, they finish at 5, sharp. This is their time. They're very focused, very productive during this time, but afterwards, it's their personal life. When like mentality, for example, of Ukrainians would be, I can come to work a little bit later, I can stay longer, I'm more flexible, I can basically, change my own plans if the project, for example, requires to stay longer. So they have like more flexibilities. In the same time, I worked from people from India. They can work 10 hours, right? Obviously, I don't think that like people can work productively for the 10 hours, but nevertheless there is more efforts put it into the work because it's required, and this is again their mentality. So these kind of differences exist, but yeah, it's not making anyone better or worse. It's like you just need to take into the account what kind of people are in your team. And this is, by the way, like part of my job, right? So when you lead in the company, so you cannot be the expert in everything, but you have to work with the expert in all of the business verticals, with the marketing, with the customer service, with developers, etc. And your goal is to understand each team lead, or if you work directly with their teams, to understand the person specifics, where he come from, what is his motivation, and how to get the best of him to put him into the right place, right task, and then you will have like the best outcome. uh, Whatever you create, right? Like whatever product you create, team size doesn't matter. So like this personal approach, when you put every person into the right place, explaining him why he is there, what is your goal, when people do have clarity what they're doing, I think they kind of produce much more positive outcome, rather than they work under the fear or without the clear goals and understanding what is this all about. I've seen lots of the stories like that and examples myself, right?
Yeah. So team means that we should include them as well, and they should know that exact what vision we are holding.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah, by the way, like interesting enough, so one of the thing which I changed being already as the CEO of the company, so I involved technical people into the strategic sessions. So there's not only the marketers, product managers, some designers, but also should be like quality assurance people, engineers from the different verticals who are thinking what kind of new features we can create, how we can optimize the product, because they know the tech things. When they're creating the task, based on the specification, they're thinking, oh, it could be done, in that way, and that way it could be, kind of like scaled or developed further. So they do have that ideas. And let's say before, it wasn't common, to kind of involve tech people. You just give them the specification, the task to implement. But there is a lot of insights in their heads because the technologies are coming from there. And right now, people who do understand the technologies, at least on the high level, they use this benefit, working with the tech professionals and create some kind of really unique software, unique products.
That's amazing. So, guys who are working as a developer, so my question to Alex is now that do you really miss that time when you were writing code?
No.
Okay, so
No,
now
no, yeah, really, I explained. I think it happened naturally. So probably, that was my path that I had to switch, to more kind of management, marketing roles, but with the strong background of as the tech professional, and that's just like gives you some superpowers because we all have in our background some superpowers based on our previous jobs, previous focus, and someone could be a great marketer, as I said, right, or product person, but he has no clue like how to code, how to create certain things, and he needs help with that. That's it. So one of my superpowers to be to understand the tech part, right? So certain insights how you create these things. So it's not just a product for me. I understand basically connections and relations, between certain components and complexity of certain things.
that's amazing. So my point is that I am very jealous that in our time we needed to write all the codes and like hundreds of lines of code. But nowadays kids they can use AI. So the point is that the people who completed their degrees in tech field, their bachelor's or their master's, and then they become coder or developer or engineer or something. But now AI replaced everything almost because now we all are on the same line. So even the Gen Z is this there, millennial are there, all are on the same line. So my question is that what do you think that if AI is replacing them, or how the developers can align with AI, because we have to, and still some people are saying that no, because writing the code is a different blah blah blah, and they're not accepting it that they need to align with AI. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Um, That's a very good question. For someone, it will be even scary question, or a fact, but it's really happening, right? AI is actually taking some of the jobs, some of the roles out of our classical understanding how the team should look like.
It's good or it's bad?
Um, Listen, I think that's just evolution of this business. That's it. So AI is taking some jobs, but it's also creating the jobs, right? And humans once again just need to adapt, and all of the roles need to adapt. It's like in the time of the industrialization, right? There used to be a people who work in a factory, right, creating certain things with their hands, and then people invented machines, and it's become like half automated. So a lot of people don't need to do that job anymore. So it was optimized in certain way. So it's just right now happening to the tech businesses, right, and IT people, which is normal. uh, it's true right now it's impacting actually the domain and its professionals. And I checked, by the way, before this interview, because I do have a people working in the big organizations like Amazon, for example, who haven't like the few waves of layoffs last year and this year, right? And also just like 2 days ago, Snap Inc., which is Snapchat, they also announced that they are cutting 16% of their staff, which is about 1,000 people in US. because of the AI. So because AI is replacing people, right? And they calculated that they will save about $500 million annually because of this optimization. And the same thing for the Amazon, right? So they cut the staff a little bit in because right now with the help of AI, the less amount of people can do the same amount of jobs of work, right? So this is happening. And
So this is good or this is bad?
I I cannot say that evolution bad or good is just happening, right? Right now it could be scary, but I'm sure we will adapt. So it's the changes. It's all the time, Like when we're in the comfort zone, we think like, oh, it's all good. I will be always working and as the software engineer. But you need to look forward, right? You need to be ready for change. That, by the way, the motto of the many companies, especially in right now in this vibrant and fast world, which is okay. So obviously the simple roles, the junior roles, they have the higher risk to be replaced. Mm, Let me talk. For example, I think like the uh, not the backend, but front end engineers, right? Especially like juniors levels. So they are in the high risk because right now you can create, the website with the certain prompts, drop some pictures, explain what you want to do, and you have it build it automatically. So these kind of jobs, under the risk. More complex stuff when you need to connect backend there, create a lot of layers, pages. There you might still have, the like good senior front end developer. However, again, you need lesser of the manpower over here. Quality assurance engineers, right? There used to be like a lot of them, approximately like one person to two or three developers was quality assurance engineers. So the even before AI, the trend started with having no QAs, and right now, so AI is testing the product, right? So it can click on every button and like do certain manipulation in order to find out if there is any bugs in the code or actual final product. So these kind of roles also under the risk, and obviously I see the huge stress for designers, UI UX people. That's a lot, yeah, because what first of all is happening right now, it's a content creation, and visualization. It's right now it's done only with AI. So all of the big tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, they hiring people already. It's like prompt designer. There is no more graphical designer because you create designs with AI already.
Yeah.
Like that. Certain like customer service also forgot to mention, that's also under the big risk because even like myself in the business, I'm using like AI customer service. So and you have only for the some VAP clients, you have your personalized approach with the real humans, or for the more complex things, right, to help with. But like the first line definitely would be already not the chatbot, but actual AI agent.
Yeah, but I feel that revolution is always good. It's not bad. And the second thing is that there are lazy people and there are people who just early adopters. So the early adopters is always having that first movers edge,
Yeah.
and the lazy people, they have to be active. They have to be active. So if we talk about that things are changing or AI came, so it had to be here. Like for example, in past, because you are 39, so you know already that there was radio, there was TV, there was VCR,
Yeah.
there was MP3 player,
Yeah.
and there were games.
Yeah.
We played games in a different way, and nowadays things are changing, and we see the phone how it changed. I remember that there was one landline phone,
Yeah.
and there was no privacy.
Yeah. Exactly. By the way, you kind of pushed me to the idea. So we're talking about the changes right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the in the age of 39, and that's kind of like a benefit because imagine. So I'm myself. I've seen so many changes in our life. So when I was a kid, there was no personal phone, no internet. You just go outside to play, and like your parents doesn't know when you will come back. You kind of oriented, on the sun or whatever. So it's completely different time, right? Then you have some technologies coming. Some games like slow internet, then faster internet, then more advanced games. Then the social media appeared.
And then there was landline phone, and then
Yeah.
phone came. I remember that first mobile was like very big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then small, small, small. Now we have
Smaller,
smartphone. Yeah.
smaller, and smaller. Exactly. So, like when we saw the first smartphones, so it used to be just a phone before, then it switched to the smartphone. So this is I talk about evolution, right? That we shouldn't afraid of evolution. So the same thing is happening right now with AI.
That's my point, is that we should not be scared of AI. We should adopt it, and it's better for us. We had TV which was black and white,
Yeah.
but then we had colored TV.
Yeah.
So it was good. Change is
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah, and exactly. Think about AI then from the positive perspective. So not to be afraid of. And I'm talking right now about everyone. People who worked, in the more like the classical IT, or this is the business who worked in the, without AI involvement at all. So think about it as the something positive. So it's like having black and white TV and the colorful. So you could sit and think like, should I buy it or not? Oh, I'm fine with the black and white. I get used to that. But so many things in the history already prove that humanity wants to create new things and move forward. So you cannot stick, to something previous, right? And I think AI already passed, that kind of baseline when it was still a concept. When we saw like, oh, okay, that's maybe will not work. It's proven right now that it gives the impact that you can do a lot with it. So we cannot deny that this is the part of the future. And, if in your roadmap of the future business, you don't have any word mentioning AI, that's the problem, I believe.
No, it's not about the word only, it's about the change. And
Yeah.
I feel that change is always good. Like, for example, when we were small, we had to see the TV, even we like it, even we don't like. We have two options, either watch or just leave. You don't have the third option. Okay, but now you can have your own show. We have our own show. We can create our own content. If you don't like the others content, it's okay. We have our authority to create our own channels, our own content. So this change was good. Previously, like having a channel is a big thing, expensive thing. But now having channel is free. You can have channel. Anyone can create channel and start from there. It's easy. So in past, because we are almost same age, and I remember that we used to write code in C++, and even just small visuals were like so many lines of code to just show the visual. But nowadays, Nano Banana like just writes little bit, and then you just got the nice photo.
Yeah, so the threshold right now is much lower, right? So you don't need to have that amount of funds to create the product, that amount of team members. A lot of things could be automated, right? Which is amazing. And that actually gives a huge benefit to people who are tend to create. Because I've seen so many people, even myself, in the past. So you have some idea, but you imagining like how many things you need to do in order to really create that, and that stops you. So right now, with these technologies, right, with the world how it's changing right now, you have much more ways to actually implement your idea into the real life. So I see a lot of people, entrepreneurs, they have like the free hands right now to do much more things, especially in the digital space.
Yeah, so true. Like, for example, if in past like not too past, like just few years back, if we needed a portal, so it means like 6 to 8 months job. But now it's hardly 4 to 6 hours job. So I think that the people who are scared of that AI is changing, or AI is actually replacing them, or AI will take their jobs. No, they need to sit and they need to find out that okay, how they can align and how they can use their time, because
Yeah.
AI is not replacing the creative people,
Yeah.
the one who are actually developers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is replacing the which could be like done without human. So that's good. That change is
That's
good.
optimization. That's
Yeah.
optimization.
Yeah.
True. I will tell you a story. So like recently I was interviewing a software developer for Android. And that was a young guy, like 19 years old, like super young. So he has like 3 years experience. And he was like this new generation of the software developers saying like, yeah, I'm the senior, like after just couple of years of experience and you're a senior, like I'm okay, like let me see. And it turned out that he created more or less complex products with the help of AI, which gives him, kind of this freedom or feeling that he is the senior person, right? The senior developer. However, he wasn't like the senior. So because like his seniority couldn't be measured just by one complex product, which he really created himself with the help of AI. So what I'm trying to say here that technologies are boosting you. So on the early steps, phases of your career, so you already can create much more complex things with the help of AI. But it's not canceling, your need, right, and your goal to train yourself, to really understand, the core of technologies, how it works, how you have to think, how to build the architecture, and that gives you, it's that gives you advantage, right? So you're already using AI to be faster, but it's not like you're challenging AI is not challenging you to replace you. So I believe for tech professionals, for the marketing professionals, business owners, the C-level people in the companies, it's human plus AI. It's not human versus AI
So true.
for all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the solution is that we need to align more with the AI tools. Me and Alex has one thing common, and that is that we lead teams, especially technical teams. And I personally faced very hard times sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I face hard time to find the best people. So I want to ask the Alex that how was your experience to find the team or the people to build a good team, and what were the good or the bad experiences if you want to share, and how you find the right people, especially when you were different countries, there were languages or the culture differences. So how you managed?
True, true. So thank you for the question. Um, I think we still need to learn English in order to communicate with each other, even though you're, traveling the world and we expect for the technologies when you will have the translation in your ear. But learning English, that's important. Then, in terms of finding the right people to your team, that's crucial. Listen, like any kind of business, whatever you have a shop or you're building like the tech startup or you're the large corporation, your employees is very important. Um, because if they are on the right place, if they clearly know the goals, they know where they're moving, where they need to come in the certain period of time, with what KPIs, what if they also on a personal level aligned with the company goals, that would be the gold, right? That would be amazing. And I think especially for the digital businesses, which is a lot about creativity, about some things which you can do today, and your customers will see that today. You don't need like those like long cycles, manufacturing something. That's excitement, right? And that means every team member involved. So this is what I personally, trying to connect every person, even if you're in the customer service, design, whatever. So you have the impact on the product. The product have the impact on your consumers, right? And the consumers, they're happy about that, and maybe it has the impact, to the certain community, country, etc. So that's the thing. And I think the time, when you're choosing with what people you will work, right? So you of course have like the classical ways of interviewing people, checking their technical skills, etc. But you also have to dive deeper into the personality right now. Because that will help you to understand in the long run if this is the person who share the same values with you, and if you will be able to adapt this person, to the company, for example, and the cultural standard in the company, like that. So this is what I'm trying to do, especially I'm paying big attention on the leading roles. And I kind of built with them the mental connection, so that we have to understand each other as the partners, right? Then we can replace each other, we can support each other, and we can communicate further in the company, like all of our goals and traction and etc. So that's give the organization, real vibe as the one organism, which is functioning healthy, without any internal conflicts, pains, which are disturbing, and, taking attention from creativity and, from the business to certain things which you don't want to spend energy on. So that's the thing. So I would put more highlight that try to do deep dive into the personality when you hire your key staff. And if you raise the junior staff, like from the trainee junior people, then just look the perspective of the future. What kind of values do they have in order to develop them within the organization?
That's amazing. But there are a few things that I want to learn from you. As you talk about the language thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, English is common and mostly people can speak it even, or at least understand it at somehow. But, the real developers from the countries like I would not name, but they are mostly talking their own local languages. And the developers, especially the technical people, they are more focused on their technical side, that they are not into the communication skills or improving their communication skills. So sometimes it happens that person who can communicate very well is not very good in their trade as a developer or technical person.
Yeah.
And the people who are very good in a skill set, they're not good in communication. They can't sell themselves by talking. So this is the problem. So what is more important for you, this presentation, communication, or the person who has actually skill?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. Look, everyone is trying to sell themselves, for the higher price, right? And people who are able to do that, obviously, this is like one of their benefits. It would be amazing if we're talking about technical professional who able to speak fluently, deliver the message, explain, highlight, and plus he able to code and create the products. That's amazing. Therefore you have like different positions as well. So you could have a team lead, who able to work with the customer. If this is outsourced company, right, then you have to have the person like that, who is not, let's say, perfect in tech skills, but he will have the great technical people in the team who are besides him, who don't need to stand up on the stage, and communicate something. So this is just, I think, the matter of how you will structure your team for what purposes, and then if you need like a tech guy, a talker, or you need like the really deep dive and deep tech people who will just code. It doesn't matter which language they speak about. You just need like one person who will be communicating with them on their language, you know, like that. Um, Again, the matter of focus and the goals of organization. So there is the place for everyone, honestly saying.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So my question is that if you need to choose one of these, okay, so what you will choose? One is that good skill set. They are good about their work. The second is that they can communicate very well. They are not much good in skill, but they can communicate very well, so they can understand better. And the third is that they are very loyal and dedicated. So if in case you will assign them task, so they know or they will figure out that how to do it, and they will do it. And then there can be the people who will come with excuses after wasting time. So which one you will choose?
Oh, that's listen. You have actually, when you have a large organization, you will have definitely three types of these people. Each of this type. Um, I think I'm more comfortable with first, like the tech people who are silent, because I'm able to understand them and I can do the talking. I don't need the talkers because I can talk. And I think the loyal people is great because I like mentoring people. So if they're loyal, that means they're also willing to develop themselves, and you just need to help them to find the right place in the organization and develop their skills. And because of their loyalty and honesty, so they will do their job good, in a good way.
That's amazing. So, the startup founders, usually they are with the less budget. So, I know that you were so lucky to work with the big organizations or corporates. But if I talk about the startup founders who start like new setup with like one or two guys only, and mostly they are out of funds or less budget thing. So, they can't afford the big teams.
Yeah.
So, in that case, how you just guide them how they can build the team and the nice one means there should be like everyone will say that I'm best, but their best and your best is different. So how you can guide these startup owners to find a best team?
Um, Depending on the goals of the organization, um, so if you need the specific skill set, then let's say you're the tech person and you need the marketing person, right? And you have just like three spots in your organization. So you really need then to invest into the strong marketer. However, my advice would be to find the marketer who able also to do more things, who has in his background, some, let's say, customer service experience, or branding experience, whatsoever. So that will give you, within this one person, more skills that you can use later, not only in this specific moment. If you're building, let's say, you just need some people to do like the job, more kind of operational, then I would try to find young people who are strive, to create and to learn, and they can be, as the not as the robots, I wanted to say, but like the multitasking people. They can learn fast, they can work extra in order to kind of give the value to the company, but also in order to try different things. So I tried different approaches. So I like actually to, with when I have the spots in my organization, I love to have young people almost with no experience, or with no experience at all. You invest in to them, like from 3 to 6 months, and then because they're loyal to the company, an average, they will stay with the company at least for the 2 years. because they appreciate the place, who gave them like the first step, and they will give you a lot, and that's also profitable in terms of salary, so you don't need to pay immediately like the top tier price, for the best professional on the market, but the outcome from them would be still great. So this is just a different strategy, how to build your team, how to find the right people, but it's all the time very specific to the business and to the business need. Yeah, and all the time it's a different setup. For me personally, I worked, with the team of 4 people, and I had to find like another two besides me and the founder, and I led the organization with the 700 people, where you can think about all of these programs already, the grades, personal development programs, etc. So that's just a different setup.
That's amazing. Okay, you're 39, so you come into the millennials, yeah? And have you experienced the Gen Z? They have too much mood issues or attitude issues. So, in our age, when we were young or we were new, we were appreciating if someone is giving us chance, even in this age. If someone trusts us or if someone give us, we think that we are in debt now. We need to return. We need to do something big. Okay, so this is um, our age thing. Okay, but the new generation, they are too moody, so they don't need money, and also AI make things easier for them. They are super smart actually. So now problem is that even it's the day 29th day of the month, okay, and if you ask them something and their mood just changed, so they don't need job, they are just leaving, and you need to chase them.
Yeah.
Previously we need to chase the employers, but now new generation is too much. So how you handle them, or how you handle the this generation, because they're smart and we need them, and they are early adopters, they quickly adopt things, they are learning super fast, and for them starting with the AI is like starting like from zero. So it's easier for them than the people who were already doing some things without AI and now they are adopting the AI. So how you manage hiring process or building team process, keeping balance?
Yeah, you see, like the social media is spoiling people, right? That's in general. But answering the question, indeed, the new generation, so younger professionals, they are more ambitious. They are less loyal to the opportunity because once again, they able to create a lot of things by themselves. Um, so I think it's good and bad in the same time, because nevertheless, they need experience to create something truly great. Some of them might have success from the first or second shot, right, by themselves, which is also amazing, and I'm happy for them. So what I'm trying to say that basically they need experience, and we also, when I'm leading the companies, and the projects, I'm also need those ambitious people. And as I told you before, I'm trying to see not everyone ambitious like that. There are just more of those people like that nowadays. So you need to put them in those special conditions and challenge them in a different way that you will have the outcome, which is good for your organization. In the same time, as the right business owner, you have to think about the risks that, okay, this guy, if you not challenge him enough, if he got bored, or not appreciated, then he might leave. So you kind of need to kind of count that risk and build your workflow and your focuses in the right way. So it's all manageable. I think here specifically there is no AI still exist, which will think like that. When you experience it, a C-level person who needs to kind of reshape organization in the proper way, and as I said, right for every person and every technology, the right place. So here it's about human plus AI. It's not only AI like that.
So you think that the new generation is still responsible and manageable?
Yeah. Yeah, I
For
think
me, I think that they all are startup owners, and because they're super smart, so they don't need anyone.
amazing. If they're able to create something with the help of technologies, that's great. We will just have, like more opportunities for the people, and this world might only win from this. So this is fine, I believe. At certain point, so listen, I've seen the young entrepreneurs, right? So they got the brilliant idea, they built something, then they got investment, right? They started to hire people, and then they stuck. So there's a because they need to deal with other people's like that, and they don't have the skill to do that because they get used, to work alone and only with the tools. And that is why, the I'm saying here the old way, but I think this is, let's say, the fundamental, the classical way, the way how we interact with you right now, with all of the other people on the street, in the shop, whatever. So we still humans, and we need to deal with each other. Same at work, right? So, and when your organization is growing, you need to learn to do that. And you will need to hire people who will show you how to do that, how to build your team, how to build your organization, and really transform it to something global. That's it.
So, do you think that we still have, like the older people, still have the edge of maturity or experience what they gain over the people who are just starting their careers with the help of AI? And AI is their full team. They don't need anyone as a partner or team at all.
Yeah, I believe that like we need to learn from each other, and I'm trying being open and flexible when I'm working with the young professional as well, because they always can show you, the things from a different perspective, and you need to be open for that. Like any successful business leader, he is not stuck, to the old traditions, and that's the only way. Otherwise you will lose like that. So everything what we have right now, this evolution of the mindset, evolution of technology, that's only for the benefit, and we need to appreciate that. And I think as I said, we need each other in order to push the business forward. At certain point, these young people will require someone mature who will, as I explained, who will help them to build the business properly. It wouldn't be a startup anymore. He needs like the proper organization with the processes, reporting, and etc. And it's not possible only with AI. So you have to deal with the real people. You have to deal with the real world and other problems. So yeah, that's a great combination which we have right now. But for the, let's say, for the experienced professionals, definitely AI is the thing which you shouldn't resist, right? And you have to be open for that.
That's good. Okay, I have a question that if ever you need to restart, like you need to start your career again now, so how you will start it? Like previously, okay, things were like that way, but now things change a lot.
Uh, I'm kind of happy with the way how everything turned for me. I just think that I would be more open for the new things. So, for example, with the blockchain, right when it happened, I already had the leadership roles, right, and I didn't pay so much attention on that. So I actually lost like about like 2 to 4 years. I thought like this is kind of like very weird technology. I don't like it. It's like made from nothing, right? And that was a mistake. That was the new technology, right? Which we right now do have, on the basis for the many businesses, and even new ways of paying for the things as the cryptocurrencies, right? Mm, So I think the same thing happening right now with AI about that. That is why I'm like super open for that. By the way, after that mistake, I was very open to the metaverse things, right? So when there was a boom and like couple of years there was a big trend,
Yeah.
I even got the
Web3 also.
yeah, I got the certification for the metaverses. You know, I started the thing. It didn't work out, but though, you know, it's still too early, I believe. But I think every professional need to be open, you know, for the new things and always kind of think up front. Okay, right now it looks weird, but how it could look if that will work in 10 years, right? And if you able by yourself to build, you know, in the head like, oh, that could be like that, even though maybe it wouldn't happen that like that, then you know, then it's a thing which worth to pay attention on.
That's amazing. Okay, Alex, I have a question that you are into this field for 20 years now. You worked for 20 years, two
Yeah,
decades.
yeah.
Now, if a person asks you question now, okay, that what they should choose, like there are people who are studying university now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what career advice you can give to them? Uh, because they will be mature enough after maybe 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think I got the same advices even 10 and 20 years ago. Don't be afraid of the failure. And right now, you can find out if you will have the failure or not much faster. So you don't need to invest and work so much, you know, to test your idea or to validate your stuff. Right now, technologies are giving us opportunity to do that super fast with the minimal resources to be spent. That's amazing, and that you have to try things. Try to create, you know, like I think humans is that kind of creatures who likes to create things. If you do not have enough of energy, you know, to create something, but you feel that you want, find someone who will help you to move forward, you know, find the right partner. That works in the business all the time. That is why there is a lot of partnerships happening right on the early phases. Take a look on like most of the successful big companies right now whom we know and use their services every day. It's not like one person game. It's usually like few people who gave some, you know, specific superpowers to that project in the early phases, and this is how they gain a success. So find the right people around you, you know, similar mindset but with the different skill set, you know, and that will give you like more opportunities and more chances for success. And yeah, travel the world, being open, you know, for different traditions, nationalities, because that helps to understand the flexibility and variety of this world, right? And you might have the idea which will work, for example, for Japan, but it's not working, you know, in European Union. Like, but by traveling, you know, you will find out that okay, that's the place uh, for which I will create this product, like that. Go ahead.
Like, as you completed your 20 years in the career and you will be just one more year and you will be 40. So 40 is a very, you know, uh,
Good age.
yeah, very good age. Yeah. So is there any regret or pain? Like if you could go back, you would make different choices. Like you said that you travel a lot in different countries. You excel in your uh, career. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you started like a developer, engineer, pure coder,
Yeah.
and then you just changed to management field, and you were successful in both. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like you never see success. It you were good, but is there any regret you would like to mention that no, I think I should not leave India, or I
Mm-hmm.
think I should not leave
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine, or I think I should spend more time in Dubai, or maybe I was doing better in
Mm-hmm.
this field, this
Mm-hmm.
job. So is there something you just
I
miss?
think you're asking like a philosophical question. So I don't think that we should regret about the past. And it's all the time, you think, oh, I would do it in different way if I would, if I knew what will happen in the future. That is why I'm keep telling, to the young people that just be open, don't be afraid, don't think that someone will judge you, or you will look like a fool. That limits you. So if you want to do something, to try something, like, do it. So I think that's is important, and this is applicable for the personal life and for the business as well, right? So you don't stuck into the something too much, unless you're really creating, the goal of your life. You're building, I think, the spaceship to go to the Mars, for example, right? So then do it, and you can do it for the 20 years, same thing, because that's your goal. But if you're kind of like a live person, right, and you're about the different things, then try them.
So
Like
you are
them.
saying that the way Google Maps tell us that if you take the wrong move, they never said that, hey, you did wrong move. They always said that calculating the new route.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's a great example. True, true.
So even
Otherwise, if you will think like in the negative way, what will you will change? Then every day you could think like, oh damn, I don't want to make a mistake today because tomorrow I will regret. Come on, like, live your day to day, do your best, do the extra mile, be open, like, exchange the energy with others, find, the right environment for yourself with the people from whom you will learn and you'll kind of enjoy being with them. So that's give you, as for the human being, that's amazing place to be, and, to be successful and be happy. That's
that's
the thing.
amazing. But my question was that, like, for example, there are many people I met already, and they were saying that, I did big mistake by choosing career as a creative designer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
because AI has replaced the designer
Yeah.
field all. Now there are many tools that, like for example, even for the shorts, if
Yeah.
we are having long episode, and we need shorts, there is a opus clip. There's one click and you can have like 30, 40
Mm-hmm.
shorts. Previously people were just having editing tools, and then
Yeah.
one shot, like, it's a long time, four
True.
5 hours, and then they are having one shot. So that's uh, people regret sometimes their
Mm-hmm.
choices about the career.
Yeah.
And then about the developer says that, you know what, I think I should choose some other field. I've wasted my 4 years degree, and then these many years looking like
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm not finding right job, blah blah blah. Or if you will talk to receptionist, she will say, no, AI actually replaced my entire job. I think
Mm-hmm.
I should study something else. Wrongly study this thing. So
Yeah.
what is your advice for these people? That's why I wanted to ask from your
Mm-hmm.
experience, because 20 years experience is not a small thing. It's a big thing that you lived as
Yeah.
a professional.
True. Like, I'm not regretting that I studied computer science, but I'm right now in the business.
Yeah.
So, like, so what? A lot of the people, they studied something and then they work completely in a different field. Like, your education is just like a basic thing, right? With, yeah, certain focus. It's true, but this is the basic thing. So if, for example, advice, okay, if you're a designer, right? And you see, okay, I have less opportunities right now because of AI. So step back, sit calmly, and think, okay, what I like to do, where is my superpowers? Okay, I can draw some things, I can envision something, and try to apply it in a new way, with using these technologies, right? And doing better than others. Because I've seen actually people who is doing the landscaping design, like the physical one, drawing with the hand. And this guy started to do with AI his Instagram channel, and just he because of his creativity, he was able to create such a detailed prompt that it looks stunning, you know, like literally amazing. And then in 1 month, 40,000 organic followers, you know, because the pictures are amazing, you know. And then when I you know, get to know him, I said, I've seen these pictures, you know, just like organically, spontaneously somewhere, and now I know that this is you. So this is how he took his skill and he used this new technology, and he created something. And because of that, he got the job, you know, as the landscape designer, because that gave him just, you know, the credibility. So don't try, for all of those people, don't try to fight with the technology. Try to use it to become better. You know, like even the receptionist, like study, okay, I'm leading the office operations. So learn like every tool which is able to optimize the workflow in the office with the help of AI, with all of these small things which need to be done. Come and say, okay, right now you still need me, but I'm able to make the processes 10 times better, more efficient, faster, convenient, and plus, like, we don't need and these roles anymore because I know how to do it. So turn it into your benefit. I think that's the only way.
And yeah, that's also about my story. Like in past, I started my career as a writer, and then I changed from there. Like, okay, I don't want to mention, but I started writer as a, like, for students in their assignments. The international students, they don't have time to do their assignments, so I was doing. But later I found out that this is unethical. Like, this is not ethical way, because they will get degrees but they don't know about their subjects because I'm doing their assignments. So I just changed that one. Okay, now if not assignments, then what I can do? I started writing articles. But okay, articles things is fine until not SEO. Then Google was the king, and we needed to write SEO articles. So I just learned and I just switched from there. And later I become the developer, and then developer was boring for me, so I just shift from there. So there are so many things I did in my life. If you see my career, but the thing is that we are finding ourselves, our true self, that okay, what we like, what makes us happy. And the same time we see that okay, what has more potential, that how you can make more money and in a happy way. So I guess that we can say that everyone should stay open-minded. Just don't limit yourself. Limiting yourself means that if something doesn't work, you think that, oh, this was the world, maybe now nothing else left for me. I means there's always pie for everyone.
Yeah. You know, so I will mention one guy whom I really like because of this, his inspirational and motivational pitches. It's Gary V.
Yeah, I know.
And he's amazing in terms of, you know, communicating one thing which I'm sharing completely with him. So he is saying, like, you need to do the things which you like, in which you believe. If you believe that, you know, you have to take the envelope with the letter and bring it to someone, and that gives you the joy, do it and find out the way, you know, how you will be happy about it, and eventually you can create something bigger from that. But don't go to the, you know, classical job because, you know, the postmans are not appreciated that way. You have to do the things which you like. That's the thing. And right now, with this new modern world, right, we don't need to chase anymore for the things which are trendy or not trendy, because everything is changing very fast. Literally, right now, technologies are everywhere. So every business already is partially digital. Right, so you will definitely be into that. There is no differentiation, like this is completely offline and this is like online business. It's mixed already. Just find your place where you're happy. That's first of all, and then that will gives you much more energy to become successful. That's it.
Thank you so much, everyone who watched us, and I hope you like this episode. You learned from Alexander. I will be writing his social media in our description so you can connect him directly. Just don't forget to comment that what else we could add. Maybe we need to plan another episode for you guys, inshallah. So stay blessed. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ro. Thank you. Okay, done.